Hey parents and students. So the next part of our geometry lesson is the triangles. And if you know the angles, right, acute, obtuse, you'll be perfectly fine for triangles. Now parents, I already spoke to students about this. If students are having trouble with the triangles, probably the best bet would be to go back and review the angles. What is a right angle? Perfect square corner. What's an acute angle? It's closing in or leaning in from a right angle. What's an obtuse angle? It's opening up. Now, I just want to go really quick over some things. It's important to know that in a right triangle, there's one right angle, that perfect square corner. The other two are acute, so like up here and down here. Always, because if we only drew this right angle, and we close it up, that automatically makes the other two acutes. A true acute triangle has all three angles acute. And then an obtuse triangle has one obtuse angle and two acute angles. So we're either looking for the angle that doesn't match or all three angles acute. One common misconception students have is, well, in a right triangle, there's two acutes. There's more acutes than there are right, so this must be an acute triangle. Or they'll say the same about the obtuse triangle. They'll say, well, there's two acutes and one obtuse, so there's more acutes. Please make sure that they know only a true acute triangle has three acutes. Other than that, we're looking at the angle that is different. Okay, and I'm also guiding students on their homework to circle which angle makes this triangle a right triangle. Well, this right triangle is because of this right angle. This obtuse triangle is an obtuse triangle because of this obtuse angle. But the acute triangle is an acute triangle because all three are acute. Now on tonight's homework, they will have something that looks like this, a parallelogram. We have not learned yet about quadrilaterals. That'll actually be tomorrow or Wednesday's lesson, depending on which class. But there is something on the homework where it says connect point D to point G from this quadrilateral. They really have to read the instructions to know where to connect. So please make sure they read it carefully. Just if they don't know, just say, read the instructions carefully. Where does it say? And guide them more towards. However, let's say it said connect to from point D to point G. So you're going to go ahead and I just told them make the points and connect. And now that parallelogram is two triangles put together. And I always like to shade in one so that we can clearly see them. Now they are to classify and name the new triangles. So they have to look here at this triangle and they would see, okay, this is an obtuse angle. So it must be a obtuse triangle. So we're going to say obtuse triangle. And then we're just going to kind of trace like we used to do with the angles. D, G, E. Or D, E, G. Or G, E, D. It does not matter which way they put them together as long as it's the three letters. So obtuse triangle, I like to just go D, E, G. Now there's another one here. We have this one. So we have to look at that angle. And sometimes it helps to put the angle inside of the shape. So that's a obtuse. It's kind of leaning out. If it were a right, it would be standing straight up. So again, obtuse triangle. And that is DFG. So this time the angle's different in there, the F part. So DFG. Now if they tell you GDF, FGD, all of those would be correct. You just want to basically make them recognize that it's these letters for each vertex. So any questions or comments, please feel free to shoot me a message through Dojo. and have a wonderful night.